Sean, thank you. Of course, as so many of you know, we've really had some rough weather over the past couple of weeks. Many families left picking up the pieces in Kokomo and other parts of central Indiana. That means dealing with insurance companies. These storms are also a good reminder to everyone to review your insurance policy to be sure you're covered. So, of course, the big question now is, what should you look for when it comes to those insurance policies? Here to sort out for us is our financial expert, Elaine Bedel. Good afternoon to you. So, big question right off the top. What should you look for in your policy?
Well, it's important that you understand what kind of coverage you do have, because when we had strong winds and tornadoes, you may have damage to your home. So homeowners insurance, damage to your vehicle, your auto coverage is what you need to go to. But there's an important distinction. Do you have a coverage for actual cash value, or is it replacement value? So as an example, actual cash value would be more of a depreciated value. It's what it would be worth today. So if your home is worth $150,000 on the market, that's what they would replace if you had total loss of your house. However, if that house to rebuild it would cost $180,000, then only if your policy has replacement value would they actually pay that full $180,000 to rebuild. So it's a huge distinction, and it's something you really need to have a conversation or look at your policy to understand that, so there's no surprises.
And I know another issue so many people are dealing with is flooding. For example, we saw some flash floods just this past weekend. Is that covered, and how does that work out?
Well, you know, damage from water, it's a little bit more difficult to determine right offhand. First of all, was it flood or was it water damage? An interesting definition for flood is external water coming onto your land and causing damage, and that's usually from a river overflowing, a tsunami, a mudslide, whatever it might be. Water damage, on the other hand, think of it as water hitting your house or your property or your furnishings prior to hitting the ground. And that's a distinction. The other one is the cause. Was it a pure maintenance issue that caused the problem, or was it a sudden, unexpected occurrence? So when you think about a couple of examples there, a sump pump. You know, a lot of people had issues where their basement got flooded because power went out and their sump pump didn't work, or their backup battery sump pump didn't kick in. Whatever it might have been, they had water damage. Your insurance absolutely will pay for that water damage in the home. It will not pay to replace the damage to or the problem with the sump pumps. That won't be covered. On the other hand, if you had a tree hit your roof, obviously that was a sudden, unexpected occurrence. So your property inside your home will be covered by the water damage, but also the roof will be covered in that case because, again, the roof was in great shape, but this sudden, unexpected occurrence caused the problem. So those are a couple of things that it's so important that you talk to your agent to understand what's covered, what's not covered. So, again, no bad surprises when something like this does happen.
Right. And real quickly, this includes myself. You know, when I look at my policies, I'm a renter. So what should I know?
Well, with the renter's policy, you're basically just covering the contents of your apartment or the home that you're renting. So it's your personal property. The building itself is the responsibility of the owner of the apartment building or the home. So they're taking care of that. So as long as your coverage is high enough to cover what you have, you're fine. But the other nice thing, some renter policies, and you may need to check this out, will actually provide you a place to stay while your home or apartment is being repaired. So that's an important thing to look for as well.
All right, a lot of T's to cross, a lot of I's dotted. Elaine Bedel, thank you so much for joining us. Much more information on all this, by the way. You can look for her insurance blog information on WTHR.com.